said that it matters not how you die, but how you live your life. And this is the story of a man who lived his life to the fullest. On the 5th of May in 1954, Bob and Aileen Knight became the proud parents of a bouncing baby boy named Vincent John. In the 36 years that followed, he would become one of the greatest names that harness racing has ever known. Consider these facts. He drove his first winner, Diane Glenfern, on July the 6th, 1970 at age 15, fittingly at Kilmore. It was to be the forerunner to more than 1,800 victories. On 721 occasions, he saluted the judge on the two Melbourne metropolitan tracks, the Royal Melbourne Showgrounds and Moonee Valley. Included in that figure of 1,800 plus winners, a staggering 18 heats at the Inter-Dominion, 16 with pacers and 2 with trotters. 5 times he was Moonee Valley's premier reinsman, and in the 1984-85 season, Vinnie drove more winners than anyone else in the land. This truly remarkable career had its first highlight at the Royal Melbourne Showgrounds on the first day of May in 1971. 4 days shy of his 17th birthday, Vinnie savoured the sweet taste of success with his first city winner, Cedar Dollar. In the years that followed, Knight enjoyed his fair share of success with handy horses such as Bay Chapel, Firm Friend and Qatari Knight. But it was in 1980 that a gritty little 2-year-old changed his life. Gary's Advice, a nuggety son of Gary Rowan, burst onto the scene with the most exciting presence of any juvenile pacer this nation has ever seen. 23 times he went to the races as a 2-year-old, and on no fewer than 21 occasions he visited the winner's stall, which still stands as an Australian record. His first major win was the Edgar Tatlow Memorial.
Getting down the back at the 450 metre mark, the leader Trim Bath by 2 metres now to River Hero. Gary's Advice 3 and 4 horses wide has gone around the outside of Double Advice. Back behind them came Prince Jade. Further back was Fort Wayne, also Brass Law. Coming off the back at the 200 metre mark and out wide, the leader was Gary's Advice, about a head in front of River Hero, the centre. Then Trim Bath given a hammering on the inside, and back behind them came Prince Jade and also Fort Way. Coming around the home turn, Gary's Advice about a neck in front of River Hero. Gary's Advice is going much the better. Gary's Advice about a neck in front. River Hero sticking with him though. Gary's Advice and River Hero, they're having a 2-horse war. Gary's Advice on the outside, he's getting off the track, and Gary's Advice is going to be too good. He wins it by a head to River Hero, a very good run.
Gary's Advice put the Knight family on the map as he continued his climb to championship status. At one stage, he strung together a record 18 consecutive victories, one of them in the Rich Galaxy Grand Slam.
Coming off the back, they've got 250 metres to go in the Galaxy Grand Slam final. And the leader was Gary's Advice about an ecto, Happy Tolliver. He's about to lay the gauntlet down, and Vin Knight the first to go for the shillelagh. They straighten up. It's Gary's Advice by 2 metres to Happy Tolliver, who's trying hard. Trim Bath is down the outside, and likewise River Hero. Gary's Advice is still in front. Happy Tolliver, Trim Bath, and right down the outside is River Hero. Gary's Advice is still in front. Trim Bath lunging at him. They hit the line. Gary's Advice has won it. Gary's Advice has won it, no doubt a half a head.
As a 2-year-old, Gary's Advice earned record prize money of $87,059 and was named Australian 2-year-old Horse of the Year, and also became the first and last of his age to be named overall Victorian Harness Horse of the Year. And when he stepped up in the classic age group as a 3-year-old, Gary continued to stamp his authority over his rivals with another 14 wins and was named Australian 3-year-old of the Year. One of his finest victories was the 1982 Victoria Derby.
Near the turn to get the bell in the Derby. Smart Caramere having its own way in front, led by a length to Victory Sarnell. Local on it's taking off now. Knight will see it coming and comes out in front of it. As they come down to the judge, these two champion 3-year-olds are going to put the pressure on the leaders now, and Gary's Advice has gone to the lead in one fell swoop. 1 lap to go. Gary's Advice takes up the running by a metre to Smart Caramere. A length to Victory Sarnell, keeping Local on at 3 deep. As they go out of the straight, 1 length Prince Jade, Hubert Campbell 3 wide. Bart's Gamble couldn't sprint with them when they went, followed by Black Money. Out 3 deep, Kalawara King and Al Caprice back to the rear. Down the back, 700 to go. Gary's Advice by a metre to Smart Caramere, still holding the inside running. 1 length to Local on it, about to put it on the Local champ. A half Victory Sarnell, then Hubert Campbell getting home. Further back, Prince Jade and Black Money into the clear. Gary's Advice at the 400, led by 3/4 now to Local on it. In third placing, Smart Caramere from Victory Sarnell getting a squeeze. And further back is Hubert Campbell, but Gary's Advice gave them the slip at the 300. Quickly got 10 metres on Local on it, who's under the whip. Smart Caramere third, then Hubert Campbell and Victory Sarnell. But it looks like the real's Gary's Advice tonight. He's about 10 metres in front round the turn. from Smart Caramel, local honoured. Prince Jade getting clear, and further back, Victories Sarnell. Gary's Advice in front. He's starting to stop, but he's got a big break with 15 metres to go. Getting up along the inside. Prince Jade's absolutely flying, but Gary's Advice held on. Won by 1.5 metres to Prince Jade. Third is tight. Victories Sarnell or local honoured.
In all, Gary's Advice started 70 times for 43 wins, 15 seconds and 4 thirds, failing to run a place only 8 times. His stake earnings of $279,039 had virtually set the Knight family up at their expanding Kilmore property. Most owners, trainers or reinsmen would dream of having just one horse as good as Gary's Advice, but at the same time, there was a handsome bay that was also part of Bob and Vinny's team. He would turn out to be perhaps the greatest pacer of all time. His name was Popular Arm.
Oh, there's no doubt he's the best horse I've seen. He's the best horse I've driven, and he's an out-and-out champion. And I'm just proud to be that I was part of him in his racing days.
Popular Arm's debut in the headlines came surprisingly after one of his rare defeats. He was sensationally backed in the 1980 South Australian Derby, his first start for the Knight stable. But after an interrupted passage, he had to be content with second placing, behind a horse which in time would also achieve greatness, the mighty Gamelite.
Well, the driver of Gamelite finally got to the death chair with a lap to go, and it's Hastbury Hanover in front of the Derby. By a length to Gamelite, and on the inside, Crystal Glenmar's gone down to the fence now. 1 length to Yo-Yo Time. Will Adios outside initial tries. They've slowed up a bit here. 1 length to Bionic Hill and Overgram. Jason's Jet. Here's Popular Arm coming from the back. Then Oriental Princess and Sir Kenneth. After the bell, Jason's Jet came out in front of Popular Arm, and it's Hastbury Hanover. He takes them to the back in the Derby, a length to Gamelite. Half a length to Crystal Glenmar, going well, but will need luck now. Yo-Yo Time, the outside initial try. Here's Will Adios coming. He's sprinting hard. Further back in the field, Bionic Hill getting up between horses from Jason's Jet and Popular Arm out wide. They sprint up. Hastbury Hanover joined by Gamelite and Will Adios. Crystal Glenmar looking for a run, and Bionic Hill charging at them, and here's Popular Arm coming into it. The interstate horses have charged to the lead at the 400. Gamelite's a metre in front of Will Adios. Popular Arm is sprouting wings 3 wide, but he's racing greenly. Crystal Glenmar looking for a run from Bionic Hill. Gamelite's 2 metres in front of the 300 from Will Adios. Out wide, Popular Arm hanging in. Between them, Bionic Hill and Crystal Glenmar taken to the outside. Gamelite straightened up in front. Popular Arm's out after him from Crystal Glenmar. Gamelite's a metre in front. Popular Arm won't get him from Crystal Glenmar, and what a wonderful colt. Gamelite wins the Derby after being 3 wide for a good portion of the journey by a metre to Popular Arm.
It was to be the first of only 2 occasions that Gamelite beat Popular Arm home. In his next season as a 4-year-old, Poppy, as he was quickly becoming known, started only 7 times for as many wins. But the following year, his true greatness started to emerge. In front of an adoring hometown crowd, Popular Arm made quality horses look second-rate in the 1981 Kilmore Cup. And then Vinny and Poppy went to Harold Park in Sydney in November of the same year for the City Tattersalls Golden Mile. A small track couldn't produce a quick time, or so they said. How about a 1:55.9, an Australasian mile race record?
But down past the 400 metres, can they keep going at this blistering speed? Popular Arm, the Victorian, a length the Double Agent. In them, behind them, Frost the Emperor's running on well. Action Advice next, and then a gap to Will Adios. And further back to Lord Pancho. Popular Arm, the Victorian, he's still going great guns. He turns for home, 2.5 the Double Agent. Frost the M getting out and running on, and then Action Advice. But Popular Arm well clear down the running. 3 in front of Double Agent. Here's Frost the M starting to rattle home now. Popular Arm in front. Frost the Emperor's charging home, but Popular Arm, the Victorian, too good, and have a go at the time. 1:55.9, unbelievable.
It was unheard of then, and the way he done it, he just got a standing ovation from the public at New South Wales. They just stood up and clapped him. That was just fantastic. It was a big thrill, really.
What sort of a horse was he to train and drive?
Very athletic horse. You'd go out and he'd bounce around the track. We used to call him Fred Astaire. He had more steps than Fred Astaire, and he used to step into a trot, a canter, a pace, and a little skip now and then, and he just had all these steps, and he'd do it for 8 mile on the track. That's why he was so fit. He was just a very energetic, very, very healthy horse.
And never any more healthy than he was in one of the nation's most important races. The venue was Moonee Valley. The year, 1982. The race was the Winfield Cup, and the victory was scintillating.
In the back straight, they run now with 700 metres left to go. And Polish Thor on top, 3 parts of a length over Gamelite, which has had a fairly tough run. Here comes Popular Arm. He's let loose on the outside, and the champ sprints up to them quickly. Over on the rail, Adios Supreme. Jick Adios running on well from Copperway, and then Kenmore Lass. Gundary Flies giving Popular Arm 20 metres coming off the back, and then Paul Command, Brett Eden, and Mandinka Man last. But look at Popular Arm go. 350 out, he's dashed away. 5 lengths in front, full of running from Jick Adios, and then Polish Thor. Well back is Gamelite from Adios Supreme, and then Gundary Flyer, Copperway, but around the turn, and surely there can be no question who's Australia's greatest pacer. Popular Arm 25 metres in front of Jick Adios and Polish Thor. Then Gamelite and Gundary Flyer is struggling, but what a mighty horse he is. The speed machine, Popular Arm wins the Winfield Cup untouched by 25 metres. Great go for second, nearly a dead heat. Adios Supreme might have got it a lip in front of Polish Thor, then Gamelite, Copperway, Jick Adios. Well back.
In October of '82, Vinny took Poppy back to Kilmore for another tilt at the Cup, but this time he was off 35 metres. To win, he would need luck. As the race unfolded, that didn't come his way. But Popular Arm didn't know the meaning of giving in. No matter what, all he knew was to run as fast as he could. And on that memorable day, he did, to score one of the greatest wins of his career. It might have been only a provincial race, but on that day, Vinny learned something, that Popular Arm was something very special.
And at the judge with 2 laps to go. Popular Arm's coming now. He's about to pull out. Brett Eden saw him coming, and they put him out 4 deep. He's pushed out 5 wide. In fact, he was checked. He was knocked down by Brett Eden, Popular Arm. He galloped, he dropped to the tail of the field, and he stands them 10 lengths start when they go down the back. He's last, Popular Arm, about 10 from the lead. Buster Punter in front of Copperway second, and Paul Command going up. On the fence, Adios Supreme, then Capella caught outside Modern Man. A length further back, Dowder, a length and a half, Rule 3 on the outside of Gypsy Butler, a length, Brett Eden. 2 lengths further back, Romantic Chris, and Popular Arm last, and he's about 12 to 15 lengths from the lead. At the 1350 metre mark, and it's Buster Punter about a metre in front of Paul Command. On the fence, Adios Supreme, and Copperway now getting a cart home. He's 1 out and 1 back, a length further back, Capella caught on the fence, Modern Man. Dowder is 4 back and 1 deep, a length, Rule 3, and he's coming again now, Popular Arm. He's pulling out again and starting to come around Brett Eden. They're followed Brett Eden's come out again. He was slightly checked again, Popular Arm. Brett Eden racing most untractably. Twice he's tried to go, and Brett Eden's run straight into him. As they come down the straight, well back in the field, Gypsy Butler and Romantic Chris is last of all. Packing up with a lap to go on the Cup, Buster Punter ahead in front of Paul Command. Then on the fence, behind the Adios Supreme from Copperway. Rule 3 is out 3 deep and starting to come around Capella Court. Modern Man can't get out. Brett Eden is going home on the back of Rule 3. Then Dowder. Now Popular Arm's latched onto the back of Brett Eden. They're followed further back by Gypsy Butler and last of all Romantic Chris. Down the back they run. At the 600 metre mark, Buster Punter about a metre in front of Paul Command, and Royal 3 is gathering them in quickly. Royal 3 wide out in the track, has raced to the front now. Out in the centre, Royal 3 reached the lead from Buster Punter, Copperway, and now Popular Arm is out 6 wide, and he's out after Royal 3, gives him 3 length start. On the circle, about 400 metres to go. It's Royal 3 out about 2 or 3 in front. Popular Arm is starting to wear him down, then Brett Eden and further back Copperway. Royal 3 turns for home about 5 metres in front. Here he comes, Popular Arm storming down the outside from Brett Eden. Royal 3, the lead of the back marker, is wearing him down. Royal 3 just in front. Popular Arm has grabbed him now. Then Brett Eden from Capella Court. He takes the lead. Popular Arm close to the line. Flying home Adios Supreme, but Popular Arm wins the Cup. Popular Arm has won. An enormous effort. He's won at a metre and a half to Adios Supreme. Ahead away third, Capella Court. Then Brett Eden. Further back, Royal 3.
Yeah, it was just a beautiful feeling. You'll never forget them feelings. Coming back to a crowd that really loved and appreciated a champion, it was beautiful to be just sitting there and be part of it, really.
Later that year, Poppy returned to Sydney, winning 4 races from 4 starts, all against quality opposition. But it was in early '83 that Vinny took him back to the tight Harold Park circuit, hoping to silence the critics once and for all. The race was the unquestioned speed championship of Australasia, the Miracle Mile. Yet again, his old foe Gamelite was there. Yet again, luck in running deserted him. But yet again, the class of horse and driver confounded logic.
17th Cravenville to Miracle Mile. Racing. Popular Arm strode straight out and led from Jack Adios quickly away. Bill Student pushing along the inside as they run to the first corner. Popular Arm can't quite get across. Jack Adios in second placing with Bill Student as they turn out of the straight. Caught very wide was Gammalite and then Copperway, and last is Double Agent. Going to the back straight, and Bill Student just led Popular Arm in the centre. 3 wide as Gammalite working up, and then Copperway over on the fence a length away as Jack Adios, and Double Agent is last as they run down the back. 1,200 metres to go, and Bill Student has the pace to hold out Popular Arm. Gammalite's working hard, 3 wide. In behind them on the fence then as they leave the back straight is Copperway. Double Agent second last and Jack Adios last. Robinson takes Gammalite to the front now as they come up towards the bend. A length and a half to Bill Student. On the outside is Popular Arm. A length to Copperway on the inside of Double Agent, and Jack Adios is last of all. Into the straight now and down the home running as they race past the half mile. And Gammalite out in front of the Miracle Mile. About 3/4 of a length Popular Arm. Bill Student on the rail. And then Double Agent, Copperway, and last of all is Jack Adios. They've gone the first half in 59.7 as they turn out of the straight. And Gammalite the leader. Popular Arm starting to apply the pressure. A length away, third on the rail is Bill Student, followed by Double Agent. And then Copperway, and Jack Adios was last. Down the back past the 600, and Gammalite the leader. A half length over Popular Arm, who's had to do it hard. Third on the fence was Bill Student, followed by Double Agent. And then Copperway and Jack Adios. Here's Popular Arm moving up to Gammalite now as they go to the 400. He levels up. A length away to Bill Student, and then Double Agent and Copperway out of the back, and Gammalite still a narrow leader. Popular Arm on the outside, the pressure's on him now. A length away to Bill Student and Double Agent on the corner. It's Gammalite still ahead in front. Popular Arm is trying hard. It's 2 lengths away then to Bill Student. Gammalite and Popular Arm, the 2 Victorians, knuckling out a great finish. Gammalite and Popular Arm. Popular Arm moving up to Gammalite. He takes the lead. He's a mighty pacer. Popular Arm got up to win from Gammalite. Third, Bill Student from Double Agent.
Many considered his time of 1:57.7 disappointing, but when he came back to Moonee Valley for Victoria's most prestigious race, the time-honoured AG Hunter Cup, Poppy left no doubt as to his speed and stamina. He betted a 2-minute mile rate for 2,870 metres, and the packed Moonee Valley grandstand shook, the crowd realising that it was witnessing one of the all-time greats in action.
They race up to the top turn with 1,100 metres to go. The acid test is on. It's Popular Arm in front by almost a length now over Gammalite. In third placing is Jack Adios running down the straight, followed by JODIE'S Mate, still 1 out, 1 back, and there's no change in the order. Here's the first move now. Royal 3 comes out 3 wide, and Teopika Star's going to go in front of him. The driver of JODIE'S Mate might have to come out shortly, and as they go into the last lap, with about 800 metres to go, it's Popular Arm in front, letting him slide along now by about a length and a half over Jack Adios. Gammalite on the outside, hard pressed to keep up, and Poppy's gone for home. They were followed by Bill Student on the rail from JODIE'S Mate, yet to pull out. Teopika Star coming out 3 wide, and then Low Ballant from Royal 3, Capella Court. Well back Gypsy Butler, and last is Copperway, but down the back 500 to go, and he goes for home. Popular Arm about 4 lengths in front of Gammalite, running to a clear second now. JODIE'S Mate into the clear, coming home gamely from Jack Adios, beaten, then Teopika Star, Bill Student, Capella Court and LaBellan. But coming to the turn with 300 metres to go, he hasn't popped the question to Popper yet. Popular Arm about 5 lengths in front. JODIE'S Mate is trying hard in second placing. Gammalite is big hard and his old legs carrying him into third spot from Teopika Star. Straightening up, Popular Arm is under the whip now, but he's 4 lengths in front, full of running from JODIE'S Mate. Then Gammalite and Teopika Star. Popular Arm's getting very tight, but the Kilmore Killer's going to do it again. And Popular Arm takes over the mantle as Australia's greatest for the win in the Hunter Cup. Popular Arm by 6 metres to Teopika Star and JODIE'S Mate third. Then Gammalite followed by Capella Court and Bill Student.
Then it was off to Auckland for the Inter-Dominion, and Vinny was confident he could make up for his third placing in Perth the year before. But he was worried about the right-handed way of going in New Zealand, a concern that would prove to be well-founded. Poppy was never on his right leg, but despite that, he was successful in 1 heat and ran placings in the other 2. In the 2,700-metre final, Vinny took him straight to the front, and it seemed that harness racing's greatest prize was within his grasp. But along came Gammalite, and the dream turned to a nightmare.
The Popular Arm has gone away by 2 lengths from Gammalite. Round the outside, Delightful Lady. She's 5 lengths off the pace, followed then by Armalite, who just not really going too well. Past the 200 goes Popular Arm. Gammalite goes out after him now, about 3 lengths away. Delightful Lady. Through on the inside is Armalite. Popular Arm running around as Gammalite, who takes the lead from Popular Arm. Delightful Lady finishing well, but she's far too. Gammalite, Popular Arm, Delightful Lady and Armalite. But Gammalite just won the final. Popular Arm is second, Delightful Lady third.
When you look at it, I've driven the best horse in the world, and he's got beaten, so I'm not travelling too good, am I? I think anybody in trotting would love to win an Inter Dominion. You'd have to be the ultimate thing, I suppose. You know, in galloping, you got the Melbourne Cup, and I suppose every jockey'd love to win a Melbourne Cup. And, no, I'd love to win an Inter Dominion.
Sadly, Vinny never achieved that goal. After the Inter, it was back to Melbourne, where a special series had been put together. Australia's Best took on the cream of the Kiwis in the Trans-Tasman Challenge. Amongst Poppy's rivals is Auckland conqueror Gamelite and Super New Zealand mare Delightful Lady. But back on his own dunghill, there was no stopping Popular Arm. It was as if both he and Vinny had a point to prove, and prove it they did.
Coming down towards the judge, the circuit to go, and the bell lap coming up. Popular Arm coming out now in search of $500,000. He's flushed out LaBellet, and the race starting to change. Delightful Lady quickly off the back of Gamelite. At the judge, a circuit to go, and it's Gamelite by a length. Now Delightful Lady goes to its wheel. LaBellet is now put out 3 deep. Popular Arm held up behind it. Chupika Star came around the outside, and Popular Arm is held up for a run. Hands down, getting up on the fence. 600 metres to go. Popular Arm has dropped to the tail. He's got nowhere to go where it's Gamelite. A metre in front, down the back now from Delightful Lady. A length further back, LaBellet. Then Chupika Star has got Popular Arm in a pocket. On the fences, hands down, 550 out. And Delightful Lady is laying it down now to Gamelite at the 500 metre mark. They're locked together. Popular Arm is starting to weave his way through. Then LaBellet on the outside, who can't go on. Now he's seeing Daylight, the champion horse. It's Gamelite grabbed by Delightful Lady, but here comes the super Popular Arm. 400 metres to go. Gamelite grabbed by Delightful Lady. Popular Arm about to come at them as they turn for home from hands down. Delightful Lady put her head in front, heading for home. Now Popular Arm to the outside, but Delightful Lady's a neck in front. But Poppy is starting to storm down the outside. Gamelite coming again. Gamelite and Popular Arm. Gamelite on the inside. Popular Arm wearing it down. Popular Arm, Gamelite, they hit it. Popular Arm. The super Popular Arm has 1.5 head to Gamelite. 8 metres away, third Delightful Lady.
A cold night in May of 1983 saw Popular Arm make the world sit up and take notice. He was trialling against the clock over the magical mile distance. The world record for a 900-metre track stood at 154.9, but Vinny was his usual confident self.
I've never really run him to a time trial, and he, as you know, he's run 55.9 at Harold Park, and last time up there he done it very easily, so I'd probably, you know, I'd be coming down my first half in about 57, which is pretty quick. You'll break the Australasian record, I know that. He'll break one. He'll go 154 or better.
And here goes Popular Arm drawing towards it now. The clock ticking over. 121, 122 as he comes to the light. And again, he's beaten it clearly. Oh, he's a mile inside it. All he has to do is keep going to break the record. 123.6 as he comes up to the top turn now. 250 metres to go. The horse of the hemisphere. Well, the Yanks better watch out because he might very well be the best in the world. Here he comes now, Popular Arm, Vin Knight, waving the whip at him as he comes to the 100-metre mark. The time ticking over, 147, 148, 149. Here he comes to the line now, the time to beat, 154.9. He's run 153.2. What a horse. What a horse. 153.2. And ladies and gentlemen, that time, 153.2 seconds, is a new world record.
I thought I'd get close to the world record because he was so good and tried so hard, but I thought, gee, on a night like that I couldn't break it. I was real disappointed when I seen the night, but, you know, he just went out and broke it. He was just sensational.
It didn't seem possible, but Popular Arm got better as he got older. Nothing could touch him on the track. He could sprint, he could stay, he could basically do anything. And when he once more put it all together in the Winfield Cup of 83, then he had yet another chance to display his famous victory salute.
In the straight they come for the bell, and the leader is Gamelite. He's had an easy run in front. He led 2 metres. Fearless Quick on the outside second. Laskin locked away third. Popular Arm is still poised there, 1-1. They're followed by Rengari, then Raw 3 on the back of Popular Arm. Further back in the field, then Distant Thunder, followed by Chupika Star and LaBellet last of all. They've got the bell with a lap to go in the Winfield Cup, and the leader is Gamelite. Gamelite goes to the back at the 800-metre mark, about 2 metres in front of Fearless Quick, breathing down its neck as Popular Arm. He's still only 2 off Gamelite, which is being tapped up. Laskin on the fence. Knight about to pull the champ out. Popular Arm as they go to the back of the 700. Gammalite 2 metres in front, but here he comes. Popular Arm, he peels out and he's starting to run. Look at him explode now. Popular Arm and out after Gammalite. He's going to Gammalite quickly. Popular Arm race to Gammalite and in one stride has swept to the front. And the Giant Killer's starting to burst clear. Popular Arm at the 400-metre mark. He's raced 2. He's raced 3 lengths in front. Gammalite can't offer any resistance, and further back Royal 3. Then Laskin, but he must be the greatest in the world, straightening up. Popular Arm, he's streaked away. He's 5 lengths in front of Gammalite, then Royal 3, and then Laskin. But look at this mighty horse go up the home straight. Possibly the world's greatest. Popular Arm, 20 metres in front of Gammalite. Then Royal 3, followed further back by Fearless Kick. But welcome back, Poppy, you've done it again. Popular Arm streaking away for the Winfield Cup. 20 metres to Gammalite. Third home is Royal 3. Then Fearless Quick, followed further back by Laskin.
It seemed that nothing could stop Poppy's dominance, but the cruel hand of fate stepped in, and for a while the mighty stallion's life was in jeopardy. Popular Arm hobbled off the training track one day, and the shockwaves ran through the industry.
It's just terrible. I was praying to God when I was coming off the track yesterday that I thought he broke some, like a pedal bone or something in his leg, but we sort of counted that out with the vet, so we just don't know what it is. We've x-rayed right up his leg and right to his stifle, and he couldn't find anything, so he's taken more x-rays. And as you've seen here, he's in a lot of pain. We've got a stable full of good horses, but nothing will ever match Popular Arm, ever.
Unfortunately, further examinations revealed that the horse had broken his offside hind leg. Surgeons at the Werribee Veterinary Clinic inserted 2 screws into the bone, and Poppy's life was saved. But the chances of him racing again looked remote. Bob Knight, though, kept his fingers crossed.
If he comes back to racing, which he must have a lot of lovers, because since he's broken down, there is more lovers now than there ever was before while he was racing. So I'd say he would be one of the biggest draw cars that ever went to a race meeting.
And Bob's words would prove prophetic, because a champion is not only the fastest or the most talented, but courageous. And that was Poppy, all right. From the moment he was back in business, the proud gait returned, the fire was in the eyes, and Vinny knew that the celebrated pair was going back to the races.
It's a beautiful feeling, it's a feeling. It's like when you're a kid and you've got a good toy and you're dying to play with it, And when he broke down, I just thought, well, I'll never get another horse like Poppy, and I did never think he'd make the races again. My big thought then was hope that they could save him, let alone race him.
Do you think he knows that it's on again, that he's about to go back to the races?
Oh, he knows. Look at him standing there. He knows, all right.
And on the 20th of October 1984, more than 10 months after his previous start, Poppy did come back in the Italian Cup at Moonee Valley. Many people came through the turnstiles that night just to see the champion in action. They weren't disappointed. If the hair on the back of your neck didn't stand up this night, it never would.
Well, Popular Arm's done everything right as they come down the straight, 1,000 metres to go. 4 metres to Laskin, another 4 metres to Gammalite, who's being hard driven on the outside. Black Armbro on the fence has just moved in front of him from Stormy Rowan. They're followed by Bart's Gamble and then once more. Next is Royal 3 and last out of the straight Haven Hero. They've got 800 to go and the leader is Popular Arm. Now, he's been able to do it at his own pace in front and he's kicked away about 6 metres in front out of the straight. 4 metres away, Black Armbro. Gammalite's going poorly next. Then Bart's Gamble. Once more making a run, followed by Stormy Rowan, Royal 3 and Haven Hero. But with 600 to go, Knight lets Poppy go and he's dashed 15 metres in front. The old champ's raced away. The pins are standing up to it. He's got a big lead. Second now, Black Armbro, followed by round the outside once more. Gammalite's going to run nearly last and Royal 3's doing nothing. But Popular Arm's gone further ahead. 250 to go on the corner. He's 20 metres in front of Black Armbro. Once more in third place and there followed it by Bart's Gamble. Into the straight. Popular Arm 12 in front. His condition might be starting to give out a bit. He's still got a big lead from Black Armbro and once more. And Popular Arm's going to be untroubled. Welcome back, Poppy. You've done it again. Bart's Gamble gets up on the rails to run second. Third placing maybe Black Arm.
Is he back to his very best, do you think?
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's had a holiday. He's better than ever.
2 weeks later, Poppy won again, but that was to be his swan song. His connections became increasingly worried that his leg might not stand up to another preparation. Poppy was retired. The curtain had finally come down on the career of arguably the greatest pacer Australia has ever seen. For Vin Knight, it was a time of mixed emotions.
It was a hard decision because you can see all he wants to do is race. No, it's been hard, but he's going out in a blaze of glory sort of thing. He hasn't broke down on the track again. His legs are A1, so it's beautiful.
Almost 6 years after he stepped off the racetrack for the final time, I had the opportunity to experience what Vinny had felt for all those years, to sit in the sulky behind the mighty Poppy. It might have been just a training track near Shepparton, but I couldn't help thinking about all those glorious nights when Popular Arm had thrilled us all. He wanted to go that day, and just for a while I couldn't resist the urge to let him stride. And when I did, just for a moment, I knew why Vinny loved Popular Arm above all the others. He was graceful, he was powerful, he was the best.
He was a champion, there's no doubt. There's no doubt in anybody's mind he was a champion, and you know, I'll never drive a better horse than Popular Arm. He's just the greatest.
Popular Arm well clear. Jodi's running on from Capella Court. Popular Arm moving up to Gamelite. He takes the lead. He's a mighty pacer. Popular Arm got up to win from Gamelite. 149. Here he comes to the line now. The time to beat 154.9. He's run 153.2. What a horse.
In later years, Knight surprised a lot of people when he said that he rated Smooth Falcon almost as highly as Popular Arm. In fact, he declared that Smooth Falcon was the best 2- and 3-year-old he'd ever seen. High praise indeed when you take the likes of Gary's advice into account. But Smooth Falcon unquestionably was outstanding, and probably his finest moment was in the 1986 Victoria Pacers Derby. He won in a sub-2-minute mile rate. Vinny's opinion was yet again vindicated.
Welcome 2 metres away, Blazing Romeo. Around the turn, 1,000 metres to go. They quicken up in the Hutto's Products Victoria Derby for 86. Smooth Falcon just in control, 2 metres to the High Lightning Blue. He's sitting up second without cover. He's had no luck. A metre back on the rail and third is Sir Vance. 4 metres away, Bronski beat. Gold Share back on the rail, followed by Liskin's Pride. Then Gatcombe third last, followed by Mr. Organiser Lawrence Welk. And a neck away, Blazing Romeo. They head to the back after the bell. Smooth Falcon again quickens up. He's 2 metres in front of My Lightning Blue. He's done a power of work. From third last now, Gatcombe about to go forward 3 wide. Sir Vance is held up, followed by Bronski beat. In behind them, Gold Share pulling double with nowhere to go. Gatcombe going forward. Then Liskin's Pride from Mr. Organiser, Blazing Romeo. Lawrence Welker's last. At the 500 though, Smooth Falcon a metre in front. My Lightning Blue now laying down the gauntlet on the outside. 4 metres away, Sir Vance held up. Bronski beats at a great run, followed by Gatcombe making some ground 3 wide. Gold Share can't get a run. Liskin's Pride not going well. Then Mr. Organiser, Blazing Romeo and Lawrence Welk. Around the turn though with a 250, and Smooth Falcon got away from My Lightning Blue. He's 4 metres in front. The stablemate Sir Vance is getting a second. Gold Share and Bronski beat now hooked to the outside. At the 150, Smooth Falcon 4 metres in front. Sir Vance on the outside is trying very hard. Smooth Falcon is pulling out plenty for Vinny Knight near the line, and Smooth Falcon wins 3 metres to Sir Vance. 4 metres away, third, Gold Share, just in front of My Lightning Blue.
Another horse for which Knight had great affection was Bag Limit. On many occasions, Vinny found himself without luck in running, but Baggy still had the heart to keep on going when his legs should have been doing otherwise. One of the best examples of that was in the JPS Cup at Harold Park in 1986. He raced 3 wide for 2.5 laps and still not only won, but set a track record in the process.
Bag Limit's had no luck. It's been out 3 deep for a lap now. On the inside is Toby Dwan from Shaky Jake, and Old Tricky One is last. Into the home straight they thunder, and in front was True Delight by 3/4 on Morgan James. Then came the inside speed partner from Corralta Gift. There's Bag Limit going up again, 3 deep on the outside of Corralta Gift from My Lightning Blue onto the back of the other one, Bag Limit. Then came Run the Risk from Toby Dwan, Shaky Jake, and Tricky One is second last. They go to the 600, and True Delight gets away in front to lead by a length and a half. Second placing Morgan James. Here comes Bag Limit on the outside from My Lightning Blue. Through the centre goes Corral to Give. Speed Partners beaten as they go to the 400 now, and True to Light's in front. Bag Limit on the outside goes up to challenge this horse. My Lightning Blue's out 3 deep from Corral to Gift, and here's Toby Dwan running home very strongly as they come to the 200, and this magnificent individual from Victoria, Bag Limit, put his head in front. My Lightning Blue and Toby Dwan could be the danger on the outside, but Bag Limit straightens up in front. Toby Dwan on the outside coming to it. Toby Dwan and Bag Limit settling down to fight it out. Bag Limit still in front. What a courageous animal he is, Bag Limit. He wins, a magnificent horse, and Bag Limit wins by a long neck on the line. Toby Dwan, a supreme effort of guts and determination.
That season, Bag Limit earned the title of Grand Circuit Champion, and he did so with another gutsy performance. It was in the $250,000 Winfield Gold Cup at Moonee Valley, which had replaced the AG Hunter Cup as Victoria's premier event. And yet again, luck in running deserted him. But despite that, he was able to sprint home his last half mile in an amazing 56 seconds.
They head to the back after the bell. 850 metres to go in the Winfield Cup, and wow, what a race. Whirly Dream a metre in front of Bag Limit the outside. Village Kid has posted 3 deep. My Lightning Blue held up, and I'm a threat on the leader's back. Then Gosh followed by It's Frederick, Howie and Mackin 3 metres away. Pale Face Bubble at the 650. Whirly Dream a neck in front. Bag Limit on the outside draws to him 2 metres away. Village Kid out 3 wide. My Lightning Blue held up 4th. Gosh out 3 wide on the back of Village Kid. I'm a Threat can't get a run from It's Frederick, Howie and Mackin. Last is Pale Face Bubble at the 450. Whirly Dream giving plenty of cheekies a neck in front of Bag Limit the outside, about to join Whirly Dream. 2 metres away, Village Kid out 3 wide. Then My Lightning Blue followed by Gosh and I'm a Threat. It's Frederick can't go on from Howie and Mackin. Pale Face Bubble. Bag Limit on the outside got to Whirly Dream on the turn. Village Kid on the outside gets the second. My Lightning Blue can't get a run. Bag Limit, though, went to the lead of the 120. Village Kid is slowly but surely bridging the gap. Bag Limit pulling out 20. He's got the Winfield also now. Bag Limit, he's 2 metres in front and holding Village Kid, and Bag Limit wins 2 metres to Village Kid. 6 metres away, third was My Lightning Blue.
You wouldn't even reckon he'd had a run, really, because when he pulled up Saturday night, he was walking around as free as a breeze, and he was as happy as, lark,
Baggy was to add yet another chapter into Vin's incredible saga of Inter-Dominion disappointments. In 1987 at Addington in New Zealand, Bag Limit won his first 2 heats in brilliant fashion and was a hot favourite for the grand final.
They've passed the 1,600 metres now, and the West Australian in front, Prince of Princes, but Bo Rana and Peter Jones, he's let him loose and he's whipped up on the outside, and Bo Rana strides into the lead on the outside. In fact, he can't get to the front. Back of the inside, there's Tower. Here's Bag Limit. Look at him go round them. And Vin Knight lets the brakes off Bag Limit, and he scurries right round to the lead. Down the straight he comes. And it's Bag Limit by a couple of lengths now. Running second, but 3 lengths back is the West Australian Prince of Princes. Bo Rana's going to be caught without cover. Saucy Star, the rail past the 1,200. On the inside, Reggie's Mate and Rolls Hanover the outer, then Almana and Sir Alba. Trident's back towards the tail with Malaz, and Town Royal and Gaelic Skipper the last 2. Into the back they go, 1,000 metres left to run now, and Bag Limit by about 2.5 lengths from Prince of Princes. Bo Rana having a tough run on the outside. Saucy Star the rail. They were joined by Rolls Hanover. They raced to the 800-metre mark. They were followed then by Reggie's Mate and Almana. Trident next on the outside of Sir Alba, and 3 wide around the outside of those to Gaelic Skipper. Malaz is off the rail and trying to move up between horses, and Town Royal scurrying through along the rail. Down the back they travel, just on 600 metres to go, and the favourite Bag Limit by about 1.25 lengths. Right behind him, Prince of Princes being shaken up by Anthony Butt, and Bo Rana level terms with him, and about 2 to Saucy Star. Under the stick now is the North Islander, Reggie's Mate, and can't find any more. And going around the outside of the 400-metre markers, Rolls Hanover. Trident's trying to follow that, and further out to Gaelic Skipper, then Malaz and Almana. Town Royal's bottled up in the inner, and Sir Alba last, and Bag Limit, he hightails for home. And Vin Knight, he's got the whip out. Can he last all the way to the wire? He's out by 2.5. He's come off the rail. Prince of Princes going through on the inside. Bag Limit, he's veering right to the outside under pressure, but he's well clear. And it's Bag Limit. Prince of Princes is down on the inside and Rolls Hanover the outer. But Bag Limit's won it easily. He's out by 3 to 4 lengths. Prince of Princes, Rolls Hanover, followed by Trident.
Like a Melbourne Cup of trotting, and that's why you like to win it. And probably I put too much emphasis on it, and wanted to win it too hard, you know, really wanted to win it, but this year we got a good chance. Yeah.
But tragically, he went amiss, denying Vinny yet again the chance to win the race that he wanted above all others. But Bag Limit made a successful recovery and was eventually set for a tilt at his second successive Winfield Gold Cup. However, on paper, his heat form looked to give him little chance. In fact, there was concern in the night camp that he would have to be scratched when he bowed a tendon after trialling at Kilmore on the Thursday before the big race. Vinny treated the horse around the clock and on race morning knew everything was all right. He told close friend Dominic Barbaro two things, that Baggy would win and that he'd be booed off the track. He was right on both counts.
Here's Bag Limit now from second last. He's pulling to the outside, 3 wide, living the straight, and Quite Famous dropped out to the tail. Bag Limit now circumnavigating the field with a lightning move from second last down the back of the 1600. He's trying to hit off JB's fella. Bag Limit the outside. He draws 2 metres in front. Now 3 metres, and he's about to cross JB's fella down the back at the lap and a half, and he does. Bag Limit has crossed JB's fella. Village Kid is still caught without cover. On his back is Rufus Youngblood. Bon Marché the inside, 4 metres to spare bow. In behind them came My Lightning Blue. Quite Famous second last, and Luxury Liner had dropped out to the tail. Inside the lap and a quarter. Bag Limit in front, he drops anchor by a sulky's length. On the outside, the Kid. Village Kid, he's caught without cover. Ahead away third, JB's fella. The 4-year-old Rufus Youngblood, he's having a great run. Bon Marché the inside, then Spare Bow. In behind them, Quite Famous, followed by My Lightning Blue. And 4 metres away, Luxury Liner. Inside the 1,000, a circuit to go. And Bag Limit's in front. Can he keep on going by 2 metres to Village Kid? He's done all the work on the outside. My Lightning Blue now from second and third last, peels to the outside, 3 wide. Rufus Youngblood on the back of Village Kid. JB's fella locked away on the leader's back, followed by Bon Marché. Then Spare Bow in the centre, Luxury Liner. And Quite Famous last. Packing up 600 out, Bag Limit by 1.5 metres. 2 on the outside, Village Kid. Third placing, JB's fella needing a run. Rufus Youngblood the centre. My Lightning Blue out 3 wide, being driven along. Luxury Liner, his back in turn from Spare Bow. Bon Marché the rail, and 4 metres away, Quite Famous. 400 metres out, Bag Limit giving plenty of cheek. He got away now from Village Kid. He found 5 metres. My Lightning Blue under pressure. Rufus Youngblood is held up, followed by JB's fella. Luxury Liner goes to the outside from Spare Bow. Quite Famous, Bon Marché. Bag Limit though straightens up, 5 metres in front. Village Kid, he's under the whip. Luxury Liner, Rufus Youngblood boxing on down the outside. Bag Limit though got away halfway on the straight, and Bag Limit's Winfield Gold Cup, and what a performance. Bag Limit scores by 6 metres. Luxury Liner second, Rufus Youngblood third.
The crowd's hostile reception got to Vinny, and at the presentation, he did what he always did. He spoke his mind.
Look, I'm very happy. It doesn't matter how much you boo, I'm still going to talk. Last week, for unknown, for the reasons of not of his own, there was a driver took his legs in the back straight, and you that's booing must have your heads up your backside, because he would have run 4th last week.
Knight copped a $200 fine for his comments, but he always stood by his words. He said later he felt they were booing his best mate, and Vinny always stuck up for his mates. Perhaps that's why he had so many. In the 1988 Inter-Dominion, the jinx, in a way, was lifted, for the stable anyway. Vinny decided that in the final he'd drive Bag Limit, and gave the drive on his other runner, our Maestro, to Sydney Rainsman John Binskin. It was Binskin's only drive in the series, and it was a night that he, nor Vinny, would ever forget.
Vin, you had the choice of our Maestro, who you also train. He's drawn barrier 2 and Bag Limit. Was that a tough one to make?
Yeah, that's right, Bruce. They're both in good order. Any local fans back home that wants to put their money on them, well, they'll both run a very, very big race there. Our Maestro's in sensational form, and so is Baggy, really.
What do you think about the Inter-Dominion? Vin, it's called the Melbourne Cup of Trotting.
Yeah, well, that's right, Bruce. It's a lot of emphasis on it, and, as you say, it's the ultimate, and, we would love to win it, all our connections, but if the other one wins it, our Maestro will be very, very pleased, just the same.
And just finally, Vin, how exciting is it to drive before 30,000 people when you're on a champion like Bag Limit?
Well, I think that's what brings every sportsman to their feet, Bruce. The excitement and the crowd really brings you to the ultimate, really.
The blue light is about to flash. There it goes. Away they go in the final. And Palomar won the start with our Maestro. Bag Limit is caught deep with Robert John. Tiff's Mystery drops back in behind them with Corral to Gift. What a charge to the first turn. Our Maestro and Palomar going quickly. Robert John is caught 3 deep. Out 4 deep there was Bag Limit. Village Kid is back last with JB's fella just in front of it. They come into the home straight now, and our Maestro settles in front by 3/4 on Palomar. Robert John has to go forward now, and it'll sit in the death. Tiff's Mystery's back over on the inside, and Bag Limit is caught 3 deep around Corral to Gift. Luxury Liner back on the fence. Over on the outside of Luxury Liner came Rufus Youngblood. They've gone quickly that first quarter, followed by JB's fella, and last of all was Village Kid. They worked to the side of the track on the first occasion. Our Maestro in front by a half length on Robert John, and Bag Limit has been 3 deep for a lap now. Over on the inside was Tiff's Mystery from Palomar, getting a nice cart up. Luxury Liner was next, followed on the outside by Corral to Gift. A length away to Rufus Youngblood from JB's fella, and 1 length away last in the field was Village Kid. They make the top corner now. Our Maestro in front by 3 metres. It's stablemate Bag Limit now racing without cover. On the inside was Tiff's Mystery, followed by Robert John, now getting cover behind Bag Limit. In turn behind it was Palomar, the running line, followed on the inside by Luxury Liner. It's 3 back the rails. On the outside came Corral to Gift from Rufus Youngblood. JB's fella is second last, and Village Kid is last of all. They come down the home straight with 2 laps to go. Our Maestro defies them by 2 metres on Bag Limit. Over on the inside came Tiff's Mystery from Robert John. On the inside, a length away, Luxury Liner from Palomar. Then came Corral to Gift from Rufus Youngblood, JB's fella, and last of all was Village Kid as they go down the back now at the 1250 metre mark, and our Maestro in front by 2.5 to 3 metres on Bag Limit. Then came Tiff's Mystery, that quarter smartly in 31.4. Robert John was on the outside next. Here comes Village Kid from last. Luxury Liner's the inside of Palomar from Corral to Gift. Rufus Youngblood being passed by Village Kid on the outside, and JB's fella was last of all as they run to that top corner now, and our Maestro in front. Johnny Binskin has a peep over the shoulder to see Bag Limit 3 metres away, followed by Tiff's Mystery, and then came Robert John, Palomar, Corral to Gift. Village Kid is 4 and 5 deep into the straight, followed by JB's fella, Luxury Liner, and Rufus Youngblood is last, the second quarter, 32.3. Our Maestro in front by 2 metres, make it a metre on Bag Limit. Palomar's out 3 deep. In the centre, Robert John back on the fence was Tiff's Mystery. Now Village Kid going around the outside of Corral to Gift from JB's fella, Luxury Liner, and Rufus Youngblood at the tail. Down the back they go. Our Maestro is 2 metres in front of Bag Limit. Palomar the outside. Tiff's Mystery feeling the pinch from Robert John, and then Corral to Gift and Village Kid from Luxury Liner back to the fence inside the 400, and our Maestro in front. It leads now by 4 metres on Palomar coming out after it. Bag Limit behind them, followed by Corral to Gift as they come up to the home turn. Our Maestro in front. He leads by 2 metres on Palomar the outside, then Tiff's Mystery and Bag Limit. Village Kid can't win. Into the straight, Palomar goes up on the outside of our Maestro. It fights back, Tiff's Mystery the fence. Our Maestro's in front. Palomar getting to it, but Johnny Binskin's going to win the grand final. Our Maestro's won from Palomar and Tiff's Mystery.
It is terrific. I'm a little emotional. It's a thing that you never believe of. 10 days ago I wasn't going to be the driver of the horse, and then after that I finished up the driver of the horse, and he's done the job for us.
The silver lining was, of course, that the stable had finally won the Inter, but it seemed that maybe Vin was destined never to know the feeling of driving the winner. Later that year, Vinny took our Maestro back to Harold Park for the Miracle Mile, and this time he was in the sulky, as the Kiwi-bred speedster joined the select band to have won the Inter-Dominion Miracle Mile double.
The light they're racing, and Rolly Ella flew out of the gate. Rolly Ella's flown out. Our Maestro trying to hold him out. Rivette driving with a whip on Rolly Ella. Clears our Maestro. Luxury Liner third. Rivoli Jack in a pace now. He's got through into fourth, followed by Thorade and Speedy Cheval at the tail of the field. Rolly Ella speeds away down the back the first time, 2 to our Maestro. A length and a half to Luxury Liner. Rivoli Jack on the inside of Thorade going forward, and Speedy Cheval is last. The pace slackens right off. Rivette's grabbed hold of Rolly Ella, and our Maestro's gone round him. Our Maestro's gone past Rolly Ella. They went the first quarter in 28.4, but Rolly Ella didn't want to lead on him, and now it's our Maestro taking up the lead. Moving up to third is Luxury Liner. Rivoli Jack is fourth on the rail, followed by Speedy Cheval moving to the 1-1, and 1.5 to Thorade. Round the turn for the bell now, and our Maestro led, and Night knows he's got Rolly Ella bailed up on his back. Luxury Liner's gone up without cover. Speedy Cheval next, followed by Rivoli Jack, the inside, and the length of Thorate at the tail of the field. Down to get the bell now in the Miracle Mile, and it's our Maestro leading the way. 32.8 the second quarter. They've gone through the first half, 61.1, and as they swing out of the straight, the leader is our Maestro. Luxury Liner on the outside. Third on the rail is Roliella. Followed close up fourth, Speedy Cheval, a length to Rivoli Jack, who's locked away, and Thorate is last of all. 500 to go. Our Maestro is the leader. Second is Luxury Liner, keeping Roliella in a firm pocket. A length away, Speedy Cheval. Rivoli Jack's gone out of his gear again. Rivoli Jack, he's broken. Thorate's gone past him. Our Maestro, the one to beat out of the back. He's a length on. Luxury Liner sticking on well. Roliella third on the rail, and then Speedy Cheval followed by Thorate, but our Maestro, the Inter Dominion winner. Can he make it the big double? He's got away from Luxury Liner. Roliella's under the whip, and then Speedy Cheval, but our Maestro is drawn clear. Luxury Liner second, Speedy Cheval and Thorate are fighting out third. Roliella can't go on, but it's all our Maestro, and he takes the Inter Dominion Miracle Mile double.
I'd like to thank my father for picking out this horse, and geez, how about me? I'm getting stuck for words. He's just a plain, ordinary bay little fella, and you know, that's where probably most of the good horses lay. Like the beautiful looking horses and the classy looking ones don't seem to be as good as the plainer type of horses.
That plain little horse was the next star of the night stable. His name was Sinbad Bay. The way he won the 1989 Golden Nugget in Perth indicated that he was a horse that would carry the famous gold with the red Maltese cross with distinction.
There comes Sinbad Bay, and Knight's off 3 wide round the field. Able Seaman's now third last, another Bart relegated to second last, and 1.5 lengths to Watbro. Into the straight now, and manageable up tempos, and he sprints hard, gets out 2 lengths in front from Picture Star and Jody's Babe, and Sinbad Bay flying up round the outside as they come to the judges' box with 2 laps to run. The lead time 65.4, so the pressure was on there. Back in behind them on the fence next is Keen Edge running about 5th, and then on the outside is Roliella. They were followed by Able Seaman, the fence, 1.5 Nick along Shadow, nearly 2 lengths another Bart, and 1 3/4 Watbro. In the back straight, and it's manageable in full flight here, leading by 1 3/4 Sinbad Bay on the outside of Picture Star, 1.5 Jody's Babe, and neck back on the fence Keen Edge, and then Roliella. Able Seaman, the fence, then Nick along Shadow, another Barton, Watbro, 29.4 the first quarter of the last mile, and we've got a great race on our hands, and it's manageable, the leader. As they come around towards the top of the straight, 1,000 metres to run in the Golden Nugget, and it's manageable by just over 1 length Sinbad Bay, 3/4 Picture Star on the fence, then Jody's Babe, Keen Edge on the rail, then Roliella, which has had a good run from the start, Able Seaman on the inside, then Nick along Shadow, another Bart about to go 3 wide, and last tacking on is Watbro. Past the judge, 29.8 that section, and manageable still the leader. The West Australian champion defying running down past the 700, leads by 1 1/4 Sinbad Bay, a neck back on the fence Picture Star, then Jody's Babe, Keen Edge on the rail, about to go 3 wide Roliella, and then Nick along Shadow, Able Seaman, followed by another Barton, Watbro. In the back inside the 500, manageable 3/4 of a length in front of Sinbad Bay, being asked for an effort, and up he goes, Sinbad Bay to challenge. 29 seconds that quarter. Sinbad Bay's raced up on the outside and got to the front from manageable. About 2 lengths further back behind them, next of all is Picture Star, and then Keen Edge coming into the clear with Roliella. But this is an absolute champion, Sinbad Bay, as they turn for home. 150 left to run, look at him go. Sinbad Bay's dashed away 3 lengths on manageable. Flying home is another Bart, but too late, and Sinbad Bay races down to the line and scores a magnificent victory in the Golden Nugget. Wins by 4 lengths and another Bart. 3 lengths back manageable. They were followed in by...
He's only had around about 16 starts, and he's still a baby in his mind. You know, he's not seasoned enough yet, but the ability, the raw ability, to beat any horse one out. Put up a sensational run last week in the Golden Nugget. They went 157.5, and he won very impressively. So he's done everything we've asked of him, and you know he's got to pull out a big job tomorrow night because it's a hard race, very hard race.
Down the back at the 600, it's Sir Riley in front, 2.5 metres to Sinbad Bay. He now draws up within a metre. Third placing, Quite Famous, followed by Luxury Liner. In behind them, Kylie's Hero, followed by Tax Credit Void. Then Victories, Phil, and last is 4-8. On the top turn, near the 400, Sir Riley ahead in front of Sinbad Bay. Quite Famous needing a run. Luxury Liner's about to go. Then Tax Credit, followed by Kylie's Hero. Victories, Phil, now pulling out from Void and 4-8. On the turn of the 220, Sinbad Bay on the outside. He got the Sir Riley. Here is Luxury Liner on the outside, coming out after Sinbad Bay. At the 120, Sinbad Bay 2 metres in front. He's pulling out. Luxury Liner can't pick him up. Kylie's Hero making ground. Sinbad Bay in front, and Sinbad Bay gets there. Sinbad Bay 2.5 metres. Kylie's Hero second, a half head away third. Luxury Liner.
Knight wasn't in the sulky that night. He was sidelined through suspension. That honour went to Brian Gatt. But Vinny took no less pride from Sinbad Bay's outstanding victory, which gave the stable its third success in the big race.
I don't think Popular Arm could have done this with 17 runs under his belt, because he couldn't have beat open-class horses like this. This horse has beat him, and he's beat him pretty easy tonight.
Into Dominion time rolled around again, and once more the Knight stable had a commanding hand, especially with Sinbad Bay. And after his victory in the first of his heats, in which he rated 156.09, Vinny must have surely thought that the long drought was about to break.
Vin Knight's off on Sinbad Bay. Sinbad Bay, the Tasmanian champion's gone up centre field, out 3 spiders wide now, but he's taking some time to head off the outside horses now. And as they leave the back straight, it's My Current Account, the leader. The first quarter of the last mile in 30.2. My Current Account in front. Sinbad Bay's gone up 3 wide round. Rufus Youngblood now to be running second, but is still off the track. They were followed back on the inside by another Bart as they get the bell. Moving up 3 wide, Kylie's Hero getting a good cart, followed by Let's Talk, then Palomar the Rail. Love You Perth hooking out 3 wide, followed by Bronski Beat, and LTI is last. The second section in 29.2. And they race out of the straight, and it's My Current Account being taken on by Sinbad Bay. My Current Account by a neck on Sinbad Bay, which is going pretty well. They were followed out 3 wide by Kylie's Hero. Back on the fence, another Bart, Rufus Youngblood between that pair. Let's Talk is out 3 wide. Palomar's back on the fence. Bronski Beat is darting up between runners. Love You Perth is out 3 wide and 2 lengths to LTI. Love You Perth making a big run round the outside now as they go into the last quarter. The third section in 29.8, My Current Account the leader. In the middle is Sinbad Bay, out 3 wide, Kylie's Hero. Right off the track, Love You Perth, and back on the inside, another Bart. 200 metres left to go, a great tussle. My Current Account just a leader. Sinbad Bay on the outside, puts his head in front of My Current Account. Kylie's Hero called on for an effort down the outside. Sinbad Bay and My Current Account. Sinbad Bay's got his head in front, and Sinbad Bay beats My Current Account. A neck back, Kylie's Hero third. In behind him,
but fate yet again dealt a cruel hand. And just a couple of days later, Sinbad Bay was scratched from the series after going sore. However, all was not lost, and in the remaining heats, our Maestro and classy mare Jody's Babe produced performances good enough to earn them both a place in the final. As was the case 12 months previously, Vinny was faced with a dilemma. He chose to drive the defending champion, our Maestro, while his good friend and backup driver Scott Stewart would be in the cart behind Jody's Babe. It seemed unthinkable it could happen again, but happen it did.
They come down to get the bell and past the judges' box with a half mile to go. Kersley's off on Pavo. The second section in 30 seconds, and it's our Maestro the leader. Village Kid is a long neck back on the outside. My Current Account third on the rail from Jody's Babe, which has had a beautiful run. 3/4 of a length, Pavo. They're sprinting hard up front, then further back on the inside. Nick along shadow, Kylie's Hero between runners. Luxury Liner 3 wide, then Rolly and 2 lengths, Rivoli Jack. Down the back, 450 to go. Our Maestro, 3/4 of a length on Village Kid. Back on the inside, My Current Account, that section in 28.4. They're flying along in front. It's our Maestro by a length to Village Kid. Village Kid under the whip from Lewis as they pass the 250 metre mark. My Current Account on the inside. Jody's Babe hooking out 3 wide. Pavo's out 4 wide, but a long way from the leader now. Our Maestro straightens with 150 to go. Leads by a length and a half, Village Kid. Jody's Babe down the outside. The whips are out. It's our Maestro. Jody's Babe on the outside, getting to him. Jody's Babe is running up on the outside. Jody's Babe's beaten our Maestro by a long head. Village Kid might have got third from on the outside.
For the second time in 12 months, Knight would have to endure bittersweet Inter-Dominion memories. Outwardly, he expressed genuine delight that the stable had once again snared harness racing's ultimate crown, but there was no question that privately he must have been a heartbroken man. However, business had to go on, and the seemingly unending stream of outstanding horses in the care of the Knights was expanded even further when a little mare called Jane Ellen came on the scene. The 3-year-old season was dominant, with wins in the New South Wales, WA and Victorian Oaks.
Racing in 4 lots of 2 as they leave the straight inside the bell at the 850 metre mark, and Jane Ellen's the front runner. She leads a metre over Happy Holden without cover. On the inside, Mazzini Magic needs a run, then Precious Lotus over Helen's Pleasure, travelling okay but nowhere to go. On its outside is Shanna Golden over Birdswood, and Family Way is last as they swing to the back. 700 metres out there in the final circuit. Jane Ellen the leader, a metre over Happy Holden, and Vinny's had a look across, then Mazzini Magic. Shanna Golden's come out 3 deep around Precious Lotus. Helen's Pleasure gets inside of Mazzini Magic, who gets 2 off the rail. Then Family Way and Birdswood last. Jane Ellen the leader. Happy Holden's under pressure, 400 out. Shanna Golden, Helen's Pleasure run on. Mazzini Magic's under pressure, then Family Way, but Jane Ellen's travelling as well as anything up to the corner. The favourite skipped away 5 metres to Helen's Pleasure. Then Happy Holden under pressure. Shanna Golden, Mazzini Magic not in the race, but Jane Ellen given a kick by Knight, has shot away at the top of the straight. Helen's Pleasure runs on over Happy Holden, Mazzini Magic, Birdswood, but Jane Ellen well clear at the 100 metre mark. Helen's Pleasure, Birdswood, Mazzini Magic, Happy Holden battle out the minors, but Jane Ellen's won the Oaks. Jane Ellen leads all
Next season, Jane Ellen proved herself one of the finest mares of recent years, with a victory in the 4- and 5-year-old championship in Sydney, a heat of the Inter-Dominion at Adelaide's Globe Derby Park, and her win from the daunting 45-metre handicap in the Ladyship Cup at Moonee Valley.
Lady Pegasus leads Family Way on the top turn the first time. 8 metres away, third, Rich Lady. Fourth and 3 wide, Crystal Black, followed by Best of Men. Then Innocent Heather. In behind them, Larrakia Lady in the centre. Back on the fence, Our Navy Lady, followed by Queen of Roses. Back in behind them, Sheer Lace. Then Keeley, 8 metres away, Tort Song, followed by Helen's Pleasure, and 8 metres away, Jane Ellen. Down the straight the first time at the 1850, Lady Pegasus, the pilot, by 4 metres. Off the track is Innocent Heather. She works up to the leader's wheel. Family Way settles down third. Fourth and 1 out is Crystal Black. Then Rich Lady free back on the inside, and here comes Jane Ellen out of the straight the first time at the lap and 3/4. She peels around the outside now, 3 wide, a long way out. Back in behind them, Bestham in the outside of Our Navy Lady. 4 metres away, Queen of Roses now pulling out 3 wide as Jane Ellen now works into the running line. Settles down 4th last. Back in behind them, Sheer Lace. Keeley 3rd last. Tort Song 2nd last, and Helen's Pleasure last. Inside the lap and a half mark, the leader, Lady Pegasus, by 2 metres. Queen of Roses out 3 wide. She now works up to the leader. Innocent Heather now 3rd and 1 out, followed by Family Way 4th, having a good run. 5 metres away, Rich Lady on the inside of Crystal Black. Then Bestham in the running line, as again Jane Ellen pulls out 3 wide. Bestham in comes out in front of her though. Larrakia Lady comes out in front of Jane Ellen, who was 4 deep momentarily. In behind them, Our Navy Lady, followed by Sheer Lace, Tort Song, as Jane Ellen is wide, making a run. 2nd last, Helen's Pleasure pulling out, and Keeley on the rail is last. The lap to go, Mark, at the Ladyship Cup final towards the 850. Race right on. Lady Pegasus leads by a metre. On the outside now, Bestham in gets the second. Jane Ellen's out 3 wide. In the centre, Queen of Roses. Then Family Way, the leader's back. Larrakia Lady pulling out 3 wide on the back of Jane Ellen. In behind them, Innocent Heather. Then Tort Song now Satellite, followed by Our Navy Lady. In behind them, Helen's Pleasure, followed by Crystal Black, Sheer Lace and Keeley. At the 500, still Lady Pegasus. 2 metres in front. Jane Ellen is out 3 wide. Bestham in the centre. Then Family Way needing a run. In behind them, Queen of Roses the centre, followed by Larrakia Lady 3 out. Back in behind them, Innocent Heather, followed by Tort Song. Our Navy Lady comes off the rail, followed by Rich Lady, Helen's Pleasure, Crystal Black, Sheer Lace and Keeley. Jane Ellen hit the lead though at the top of the straight at the 250. She raced away. She found 6 metres. Family Way gets into second placing. Lady Pegasus can't go on. Our Navy Lady is running home down the outside, but what a splendiferous performance by Jane Ellen. Jane Ellen bolts in, wins by 8 metres. Second, maybe Our Navy Lady, a nose to Family Way.
But despite all appearances, Vinny was a troubled man from late 1989. His father and mother were both very ill in Queensland, and he had an inquiry over a positive swab hanging over his head as well. When Aileen Knight's long illness finally claimed her life, Vinny was shattered. He thought back about his sister Barb, who'd died young, and of another close friend, Wayne Stewart, who also lost his life in tragic circumstances. We now know that those scars would never heal. But Vinny kept on doing what he did best, even if it was with a heavy heart. One wonders just what he was feeling as he drove Sinbad Bay to victory in the Victoria Cup in early 1991.
Admiral Holiday showing speed with Franco Tiger. Alan Grant can't lead. Its motor power goes forward out wide. Sinbad Bay restrained. He dropped out to second last. Last is All Meter Boy. And Thorate gets to sixth on settling down. Going forward, Franco Tiger, the inside, he's driving up, and he retained the lead from on the outside, Admiral Holiday. Alan Grant is now on the leaders back third. Fourth and one out is Its Motor Power. Trouble there, We Own a Chief, and also Jane Ellen Lock Wheels. They came back and they flattened the one behind them, Sovereign Cloud. Also into bother, All Meter Boy with Robert Preneur. Sinbad Bay missed the interferences. Thorate now pulls to the outside, 3 wide down the straight the first time. At the 1800, Franco Tiger in front by a metre. Thorate zooms up on the outside to join him. 4 metres away, third is Alan Grant, followed by Its Motor Power. Then Admiral Holiday on the inside of We Own a Chief, a break of 10 metres to Sinbad Bay. 12 metres away, back in the field is All Meter Boy on the outside of Robert Preneur. 15 metres to Jane Ellen and 10 metres away Sovereign Cloud at the 1600. And going forward now, Thorate continues to go forward. He worked around the outside and he went to the lead now from Franco Tiger. Its Motor Power a metre away, third on the outside without cover is Sinbad Bay at the 1400. Now he pulls to the outside, 3 wide. In behind them came Alan Grant, being trailed up in turn by Admiral Holiday. We Own a Chief on the outside, 6 metres to All Meter Boy. 5 metres to Robert Preneur, 15 metres to Jane Ellen, and 8 metres away Sovereign Cloud. At the lap and a quarter, Sinbad Bay on the outside. He draws up within a metre of Thorate. In behind them, Franco Tiger, the leader's back. Its Motor Power with cover. Then We Own a Chief on the outside of Alan Grant, who's 3 back on the rail. 4 back on the fence, Admiral Holiday. 4 back on the outside is All Meter Boy. 6 metres away, Robert Preneur. And the 2 out the back, some 20 metres away, are Sovereign Cloud. And Jane Ellen is about to be pulled up out of the race. They head to the back after the bell in the Diabetes Australia Victoria Cup at the 800. Thorate in front by a metre. 2 on the outside, Sinbad Bay. He's under a hold. Franco Tiger, the leader's back as third. 4th on the outside, Its Motor Power. In behind them, Alan Grant, the rail held up. A neck away on the outside, We Own a Chief. 4 metres to Admiral Holiday, followed by All Meter Boy. In behind them, Robert Preneur, followed by Sovereign Cloud. And Jane Ellen has been pulled up at the 450. Thorate still in front by a metre. 2 on the outside, Sinbad Bay. 4 metres away, Franco Tiger, followed by Its Motor Power. Then We Own a Chief, Alan Grant, Admiral Holiday, All Meter Boy, Robert Preneur, and 10 metres away, Sovereign Cloud. Sinbad Bay given a little bit more rain. He swept up on the outside. He grabbed Thorate on the turn of the 220. Here's Franco Tiger. He's out in the clear in plenty of time, coming out after Sinbad Bay at the 120. Sinbad Bay a metre in front. Franco Tiger wearing him down on the outside. Franco Tiger drawing to Sinbad Bay. Sinbad Bay hanging on, and Sinbad Bay has won by a short head to Franco Tiger. Third, 8 metres away, Thorate, I fancy, just in the back in the final circuit.
On April the 6th, 1991, Vin Knight was at Moonee Valley for work as usual. To the surprise of nobody, he drove a winning treble, including this victory behind first glimpse in the inaugural El Dorado final. It was the last time he would know the feeling to which he'd become so accustomed, winning.
And First Glimpse had rolled to the lead, given a bit more rain. I bounded away First Glimpse. He found 12 metres. Strictly Cash gets it a second. Stack and Will Up is gone. Pulling out now Greek Street making ground. Liquidation under pressure. In behind them Clever Son, followed by Smarty's Image, then Bush Tucker Man and Sir Sheffield. But First Glimpse a mile in front of the 150. Greek Street running home. Then Strictly Cash, followed by Clever Son. He's veering up First Glimpse. He's clear. Greek Street is getting into second placing, but it's the Oceana El Dorado final. The First Glimpse he bolts in. First Glimpse wins by...
In the early hours of the morning of Tuesday, April the 9th, 1991, Vincent John Knight's life ended by his own hand, less than a kilometre from his Kilmore property. He was 36 years of age. 3 days later, the town where he'd spent most of his life stopped for a moving final tribute. It was a sombre occasion, one at which everyone present felt a void had been left in their lives. Why? Well, we'll never know for sure. But as Vinny was heading for his final resting place, someone said to me that if only he'd known he'd had so many friends, Vinny still would have been with us on that day. It's our loss that he wasn't.
Winfield Gold Cup, and what a performance. Bag limit scores by 6 metres. Popular Arm coming at him on the outside. Gamelite in front. Poppy gets the upper hand, and Popular Arm beats Gamelite.
Popular Arm's going to be untroubled. Welcome back, Poppy. You've done it again.
Just in front, Popular Arm is grabbing now. Then Brett Eden from Capella Court. He takes the lead card. Popular Arm close to the line. Flying home Adios Supreme, but Popular Arm wins the cup. Popular Arm has won. An enormous effort. He's won at 1.5 metres to
Vin Knight left an indelible mark on the sport of harness racing. His list of achievements speaks for itself. In years to come, when the old-timers get together to talk about the greats, Vinny's name will always be mentioned. He may have left us with sadness, but we'll treasure the memories forever. He was unique, one of a kind, but champions usually are.